More than 30 countries have just slammed the brakes on sending packages to America. We're not talking about distant nations. We're talking about Germany, France, India, even the United Kingdom. Cargo planes grounded. Mail centers jammed. Packages stuck at borders. And this isn't happening years from now. It's unfolding right before Black Friday and Christmas, the busiest shopping season of the year. What was once routine, ordering anything from abroad and having it at your doorstep, has collapsed overnight. Before we dive in, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share your thoughts below. These changes affect everyone, and your perspective matters. For decades, Americans enjoyed a smooth system that made global shopping effortless. At the heart of it was an obscure rule called the de minimis exemption. It allowed any package under $800 to enter the U.S. duty-free. No paperwork. No customs fees. No endless delays. That single rule quietly powered the rise of e-commerce. Every single day, about 4 million packages crossed into the U.S., everything from clothing and phone cases to kitchen gadgets. In 2024, the total value of those shipments exceeded $1.3 billion. For small businesses, this wasn't just convenience, it was survival. Sellers on Etsy, eBay, and boutique stores relied on cheap overseas supplies to keep prices competitive. Two Chinese giants, Temu and Shein, dominated the flow, accounting for more than 30% of all parcels. Low prices, fast delivery, endless choice. But critics saw something else: growing U.S. dependence on China. That's why, in August 2025, the White House abruptly scrapped the rule, almost 2 years ahead of schedule. The stated goal was to close loopholes, punish Beijing, and boost U.S. manufacturing. But the reality was chaos. Customs officers received no clear instructions. Delivery companies didn't know how to collect duties. Exporters abroad faced legal limbo. What had once been a seamless system collapsed into confusion overnight. And while Washington pitched this as a strike against China, the shockwaves reached far beyond Beijing. Within days, more than 30 countries announced they would suspend or severely restrict shipments to America. Not fringe players, Washington's closest allies: Germany, France, the UK, Italy, India, Sweden, Denmark. Each government made the same calculation: better to pause exports than risk legal nightmares and financial losses. For small exporters, a Milan leather shop, a Mumbai textile producer, the risk was too high. Even logistics giants struggled. DHL, one of the largest shippers in the world, suspended many U.S. deliveries, admitting the rules were too confusing to navigate. If DHL couldn't figure it out, what chance did small businesses have? The most striking part is how quickly governments acted. In the past, U.S. trade changes caused complaints but rarely outright retaliation. Now, allies no longer hesitate to protect themselves, even if it means cutting access to the American market. This marks a deeper shift. Countries no longer treat U.S. consumers as untouchable. They're confident enough to put their own interests first. And the ripple effects are already hitting U.S. households. The end of duty-free imports means higher prices everywhere. An item that cost $100 can now climb to $180 or even $300 after duties, fees, and delays. For families already squeezed by inflation, it's a direct hit to the wallet. Polls show more than half of Americans, 53%, say groceries are their top financial stress. Now that same pressure is hitting clothes, electronics, and holiday gifts. Small businesses are on the edge. Take boutique owners like Kristen Traynor in Connecticut. She told reporters that without affordable imports, her store might not survive. Sellers on Etsy and eBay are reporting the same fears. Even Amazon isn't immune. The company reported a stunning 40% drop in summer sales. And that's before Black Friday. Normally, November and December bring in nearly 20% of annual retail revenue. But this year, with supply chains choked, shelves could sit half empty. Families are already cutting back, delaying purchases, and turning to secondhand markets. America, once the land of endless consumer choice, now risks becoming the land of empty shelves. And while U.S. shoppers face fewer choices and higher costs, the rest of the world is adapting fast. China moved first. Factories that once relied on U.S. buyers are redirecting shipments to South America and Europe. Beijing is also pushing the digital yuan in cross-border deals, offering partners an alternative to the dollar. Brazil is thriving too. Despite Trump's 50% tariffs, its soy exports hit record highs in 2025, with China buying more than ever. What was a risk turned into an opportunity to deepen ties with Asia. India is doubling down on its own consumers, using rising incomes and government incentives to drive domestic demand. Europe, meanwhile, is reinforcing regional supply chains and tightening intra-EU trade. The message is unmistakable. The world can adjust without America. And once supply chains shift, they rarely shift back. For Washington, this is a dangerous precedent. For decades, the U.S. consumer market was the center of gravity in global trade. Now other centers are emerging, and they're gaining confidence. The timing couldn't be worse. Black Friday and Christmas are supposed to be the heartbeat of America's economy. This year, that heartbeat is faltering. A jersey from London, a handbag from Milan, a phone accessory from Paris, suddenly unavailable or 2 to 3 times more expensive. Families are scaling back. Retailers are panicking. And global competitors are thriving. What was framed as a move to punish Chinese exporters has instead exposed America's fragility, draining household budgets and shaking one of its most important engines of growth. The holiday season once showcased American consumer power. This year, it risks showing how fragile that power has become. Families are paying more, businesses are struggling, and the world is proving it can thrive without U.S. demand. So, here's the question. If global trade flows bypass America today, what role will it play in tomorrow's economy? Stay with us, subscribe, like, and share this video. Because this story isn't ending with one shopping season. The consequences are only beginning, and they could reshape the global economy for years to come.